Wow. Welcome everybody today to this very exciting session that we have today. My name is Gladys Njura, and I'm very honored to be here standing in for Paul. He had to be away for a very valid reason. And I'll take this opportunity to say Happy New Year on behalf of Neolife to everyone, because, you know, every time we get Neolife, a new year, we start with the vibrancy, new goals, new excitement, and that is really exciting. So for me, what I would say is that I want to welcome Pascal because I wouldn't want to take much more time. We are here to learn. If you're here for the first time, I think the best thing for you to do is make sure you have a pen and a good notebook so that you can pen in what Pascal is going to teach us, because it's something that is going to help you start the year with a bang, start the year in the right footing, and so that we can have the Neolife flag flying very high in East Africa. So for those who may not know, Pascal is my upline. I'm very proud of him. Him and Betty have mentored me all those years, and they are just a great couple. So without further ado, let me welcome you, Pascal, to take it away. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gladys. I really appreciate this time to first to say to everybody, Happy New Year, wherever you are. And I think this is going to be a great year for everybody. I think the last 2 years have been really challenging, but I see that, you know, a person who goes through a storm comes out as a different human being after the storm. So I think the last 2 years have been preparing people for great progress and success during this year that we are starting. So in this session, I'm going to share just a few ideas to help you grow our business to the next level. And first, I would like to thank God because all of us have seen the new year. Some people did not make it. And I think it's a great chance to give thanks to God for all of us being here today and to share new ideas about how to build our business. Greetings from Betty. Betty is going to join us next week with product training. So today, I want to share with you a few ideas that will help to grow our business to the next level. I think if you have a pen and paper, take notes, see what you can apply in your business and to get your business growing. I know one person who has really been taking notes and putting the training into practice is Alice Munyenze, because I think last month she had her best sponsoring month, if I'm not very wrong. Yes, I'm sure. So congratulations. Today, I want to share a few ideas with you. First, I'd like to share with, some ideas with you about goal setting. I think that we have previous sessions, we've talked about goals, what are goals, what do we really need to do? And then from the goals, we're going to talk about the 90-day challenge. That is, if you put a very consistent and disciplined effort in the next 90 days, your business will have enough momentum to take you throughout the year, in fact, for the next 2 years, because our business is built by momentum. And the last thing I'd like to chat with you about is the power of events. And the reason why I say that is that for me, the penny really dropped when I went for my first event after we have been in the business for three months. I went for an event in Bloemfontein, which is a town about 550 kilometers from here. And Betty and I saw 4,000 excited people. And that's when, for me, everything changed. So without further ado, I'd like to share with you some ideas on goal setting. What is really goal setting? What is it that we need to do in the goal setting training? Let's go to goal setting. What are goals? Goals are targets that we set for ourselves that we work towards. In simple terms, that is what a goal is. Of course, if a number of you have watched soccer, you know that the post where we put in the ball is a goal. In cricket, in rugby, in basketball, all those things, we have goals. So goals are things we set as targets that we work towards. Most of the training today, it will be for you to develop you as a person so that you can become more proficient, more effective in your business. Because remember, we are not paid according to what we want, we are paid according to who we are. So the level of our personal development will determine whether we become successful or not. So I will approach this subject today a bit differently from what we normally do in goal setting. And I want to cover 3 areas of goal setting. One is called identity goals. That is the goals that define you as a person. Number 2 is functional goals. Functional goals are those things that help you to perform at high level. Because if you want to be effective in society, you have to perform at a very, very high level. Number 3, we're going to talk about destiny goals. What are those? Destiny goals are those goals that have a high backdrop in history. Things that if you did not attempt, there'll be a gap missing in society. Okay? And then at the end, I will show you a very simple goals to set every month so that you can grow your business that are related to your business. First, let's talk about identity goals. What are identity goals? Identity goals are those goals that define you as a human being, as a person. And there are 4 parts of an identity goals. The first one is character. What is character? Character is an accumulation of good habits. So if you have good habits, you'll have a strong character. And what are habits? Habits are things we repeat every single day. And how do we have habits? Habits come from our thoughts. So you will realize that what we think eventually determine what kind of person that we are. What are your value system? What is it you believe to be true? What is it do you value as important? So the first identity goal is development of your character. This is very important because the growth of your business in the long term will depend on the type of character you develop for yourself. Okay? So take time, think about who you want to be, what is your value system, what do you hold to be true, what do you hold to be important. This is very important in developing your character. The second identity goal is relationships. You see, our business is a relationship business, and you can tell the character of a person by the relationships they keep. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. So take very good care of your relationships. First, relationships in your homes. Number 2, relationship with your team members. Number 3, relationship with friends and relatives, even people who are not in the business. These are very important because they will determine what long-term success you're going to have. You see, sometimes it's quite easy to neglect the relationship that you have to your own detriment. So make sure that every month you examine what are your relationships. Is there somebody that you need to make up with? Is there somebody that you've offended that you want to apologize to? Or is there somebody who has offended you, but you're hanging on to bad feelings? So think about a relationship. The third identity goal is called ambition. What is that? Ambition is the discipline or the competence you need to develop in order to have very long-term success. Okay, so think about the things that you want to achieve. Think about the diligence, the way you approach business, your capacity for discipline, your capacity for endurance. All this creates what we call the ambitious person. Ambition is not necessarily a negative word. Ambition means your aim in life is very, very high. Okay, so think about ambition as a an identity goal. The fourth identity goal is economics. These are financial goals. What do you want to achieve financially in your future? There are three aspects. Number one, we need to learn how to make money. Number two, we need to learn how to protect it. Number three, we need to learn how to grow it. Protecting means that you need to learn how to protect the money that you've earned so that people don't come and, because there are many people who are going to come after your money. So think carefully how you're going to earn your money, protect your money, and make your money grow. This is very important if you want to have an economic goal or a financial goal in your life. So those are the first four is called identity goals. The next one is called functional goals. What is functional goals? Functional goals are those things that you want that helps you to perform at a high level. And sometimes we become careless about these things. And the first one, the top priority is health. You need to have a healthy body. You need to have good personal health. And the health is divided into four things: diet, exercise, attitude, and rest. The abbreviation for that is, you can call it DIA. D for diet, E for exercise, A for attitude, and R for rest. You need to check what you eat, because what you eat will affect your energy level. You need to have an exercise program. And it's very easy to say, okay, I want to exercise. But the true challenge about exercising is the second week you've started exercising, when your body starts telling you that, okay, you need a break, what are you going to do about it? Because having a disciplined attitude towards exercise is not easy, because I know it's tough. It's tough to exercise every day for at least half an hour. I can share with you my own personal challenges with exercise. You know, for the last 6 months, I've been trying to exercise every day for at least half 1 hour. And you know, when you exercise for 3 or 4 days continuously, the 5th day, your body starts giving you signals that you need to stop exercising. How would you overcome this? You need to talk to yourself. Have a small talk with yourself. And what I have found very effective for me is that when those thoughts occur through your mind, I talk to myself, ask myself very simple questions. Okay, if you don't exercise today, maybe tomorrow you'll do the same, and the day after you won't exercise, and after a week you haven't exercised. After 4 weeks you haven't exercised, you start to grow a big belly, and you see, you need to talk to yourself to overcome your desire or your reluctance to exercise. And exercise also helps you to overcome your laziness. Then attitude. Attitude is simply means you develop a positive attitude that takes you through the day. And attitude comes from reading good books, associating with positive people, and avoiding news. Sometimes when I talk about people that they need to avoid news, it seems really impossible to them. What I have learned is that if something important is happening around you, you will get to know through somebody else. Okay? And then you need to rest. Rest does not mean doing nothing. Rest is taking part in activities that requires less effort. That is what rest is. So take care of your health: diet, exercise, attitude, and rest. The second functional goal is education. By education, I don't mean the formal education where you go to school and get a certificate. That is learning. And that is just the beginning of education. Education is acquiring information or knowledge that is linked to your destiny goals, goals that you have in life. For example, for me, it doesn't make sense if you're a plumber and you're reading about the mating habits of a butterfly. You need to gather education that is linked to your final goal. And that means first decide on your final long-term goal, then start acquiring information and knowledge that is related to that which you want to achieve. For example, if you're in Neolife, you need to study about nutrition, you need to study about exercise, how your body functions, how the mind functions, you need to study about human relationships, you need to study and find out what makes human beings take. You need to study about leadership. All those things are related on how you become a good leader in this business. So education simply means you have a consistent study program in those areas that affect your destiny goals. The third functional goal is mental stability. And the top of this is this: you need to learn how to handle criticism. I could ask all those almost 300 people who are attending this session, if there is any person who has not been criticized, let them lift their hands. All of us, every single person has been criticized in one way or another. And sometimes criticism bogs us down with mental tension. We start thinking, why did that person say this? Why did that person tell me such a hurting thing? You need to learn how to handle criticism, because everybody is criticized. And if you want to be a leader, you need to learn how to handle it. Okay? So criticism is not something strange. It happens to everybody. And if you're a leader, you need to learn how to handle criticism. The other element is you need to have the ability to see the big picture. You know, sometimes when you're going through challenges, we forget about the big picture that we want in our lives. One of the ways to handle challenges is always have the big picture constantly in front of your mind. I have studied and read a lot about Eliud Kipchoge. And one thing I have learned is that Eliud Kipchoge constantly plays in his mind the final goal of what he wants to do when he crosses the finishing line. And that is what helps him to handle the pain of training, the pain of discipline, the pain of disappointment sometimes. So we need to have the ability to see the big picture. And the last thing about functional goals, we need to learn to control our emotions. Because sometimes you can say something that hangs around like a 40-year mortgage. Because remember, once you say something, you cannot unsay it. And if it's something negative, it will affect you or affect somebody's life for a very, very long time. So be kind with your words. Control your emotions. When you're angry, go out for a walk, do something physical to dissipate that energy, to dissipate that anger or resentment. So learn to control your emotions. If you do that, you will find that life will be more enjoyable, because you learn how to handle your emotions. When somebody says something hurtful, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to control your emotions so that you don't say something you're going to regret. Then the next thing is, the third set of goals is called destiny goals. What are these? Destiny goals are those goals that stand tall in the backdrop of history. The things that you want to achieve, that the day you die, people will say, so and so has made a significant contributions to life. Destiny goals are those goals that create change or prevent a catastrophe in life. Think about what, you see, sometimes we really underestimate what we can. There's an African proverb that says, if you think you're too small to make a difference, you haven't spent a night with a mosquito. So all of us, every single one of us can make a significant difference in life. But sometimes we don't have a good attitude about ourselves that we can actually make a significant difference in society. So set goals that will create a very significant difference in your family, in your society, in your village, in your country. Something that will create a big change or prevent a catastrophe. And in fact, this business is a perfect platform to make that difference. Think about 5 years from today. I see Paul Otieno is paying attention to this training session very keenly. Paul, just think about this. In 5 years' time, you commit yourself to this business so much that in 5 years' time, you have 10,000 people in your group, or 15,000. All these people will say, if it wasn't for Paul, our lives would not have been this way. That is the kind of difference you need to think about. You need to think about Why did God create you? Why are you on this earth? Think about this very carefully so that you set goals that will make a very, very significant change in life. And the last thing about destiny goals is always have reserves. What do I mean by that? You need to read constantly so that you have mental reserves. You need to exercise so that your energy level is always high. You need to have good nutrition so that you don't fall sick easily. You need to have spiritual reserves when you spend time to pray every single day, to meditate and contemplate life at a different level. So have reserves that helps you to perform at a much, much higher level than you've ever done before. Then let me go to Neolife goals. How many of you have set new resolutions for the year? I'm sure most of you have. But my experience in life is this: if you set new resolutions for the year and they're not built in your daily habits, you're just out for a walk. Because remember, what you do every day is what determines your success. So if you have resolutions, make sure those resolutions are built into your daily habits. If you do that, your business will change, or you'll change as a person. So make sure that you have daily goals which are linked to your resolutions. Neolife goals. Every single month, I would recommend that all of you set the following goals. Number one, personal PV. How much personal PV do you want to have on a monthly basis? Personal PV is the PV that you have as a person that is in your own name. That's one. Number two, personal sponsoring. How many people do you want to sponsor on a monthly basis? The question is, will you achieve this? Yes, sometimes you'll achieve. No, sometimes you won't achieve them. But have the goal to sponsor at least 3 people every single day. And the reason you have those goals is that our business grows through talking to people. The lifeblood of our business is people. So you need to have goals of personal sponsoring. That must be translated to daily activity goals. That means, how many people do you speak to every day? If you're a part-time business distributor, you need to have 3 to 5 people you speak to every day. If you're full-time, you need to speak to at least 10 people daily. Is that a lot? I don't know. But I think that if you're serious about building a good business, you need to speak to 5 to 10 people daily, because you are looking for people who are looking for our business. Because this business is not for everybody. I mean, in the month of December, I think I've spoken to over 70 or 75 people. Most of them have said no. But the thing is, you need to keep planting the seed. Even if people are not saying yes, remember that when farmers plant their crops, they don't see anything the next day. They know, without doubt, that their seeds are growing. They don't see them immediately, but after a growing season, they will see the plant coming off the ground. That is the same with our business. You need to keep talking to people. Then the third Neolife goal you need to set is the step you want to make for this month. If you're a new distributor, your goal is to become a manager. If you're a manager, your goal is to become a senior manager. If you're a senior manager, your goal is to become executive senior manager. If you're an executive senior manager, your goal is to become a director. Those are the Neolife goals you need to have every single month. And with the new year, set those goals and make sure that every single day you're involved in income producing activities. Those are the things that you do that makes your business grow. After you set your goals, the next thing that you build momentum into your business is the 90-day challenge. I think that most of the leaders who have been in this business know that the 90-day challenge is a very powerful strategy to give momentum to your business. What is a 90-day challenge? The 90-day challenge is you set a goal in the next 90 days to do everything you can to build momentum in your business. There are 3 phases to this. 1 week before you start this, the 90-day challenge, identify distributors who want to take part in the 90-day challenge. If you're a leader of your business, Find out those people who want to take part. A 90-day challenge that you remove all stops, speak to your family members, speak to your friends, and tell them the next 90 days, I'm committing extraordinary effort to this business to get to the next level. Phase 1, identify distributors that you want to take part. Each distributor who is taking part needs to have a prospect list of at least 100 people. Meet with them and share the idea of a 90-day challenge. You need to mentally prepare yourself to go full blast, to go full out, to make sure that there is such tremendous activity in your business so that there is momentum built into your 90 days. 90 days challenge should be 90 days before a major event so that that event become a day or an event to recognize people who have been working extremely hard the past 90 days. The second phase is you need to meet weekly to set up appointments with the people who are taking part. By that I mean, for example, if you've got 10 people who are in your group or 20 or 100, meet in small groups and each person counts with the 90 days and you just make appointments. You make appointments so that you can speak to, if you're full-time, 10 people every day, 5 to 10 people every day. If you're part-time, 3 to 5 people every single day. You make appointments to share the business with people. Then share weekly success with your group and reward the people who have results in the group. The one thing I can recommend that you reward is the people who get the most no's during that week. Because this thing occurred to me, I've been in the business for a long time, but I never looked at it that way, that the people who get the most no's are the ones who sponsor the highest number of people. So if you have got no's, the person who gets the most no's are the people who sponsor the most. Then you need to have daily activity schedule, income producing activities. If your planning does not include something you do every day, your business won't grow. You need to get involved in income producing activities. You need to visualize an affirmation of the things you want to do every single day. And then monitor your activity. At the end of the week, check, okay, this week I've spoken to 50 people already. How many have signed up? Is there an activity that I would have done better? That prospect I spoke to, did I give them too much information that they are not able to make a decision? Did I use a system to show them the business? Monitor your activity so that you can improve the next week. And then you need to be accountable to each other. That is the people who are taking part in the 90-day challenge. Phase 3 of this is for 8 weeks. You need an incentive every month for your small group. If you're an upline leader, a director, or a wild team member, have incentives for your small group so that people can get recognized for those little activities they do with success. Okay? Target a big event 90 days from if you're starting the 90-day challenge in January, identify an activity towards the end of March or sometime in April so that you can recognize the people who have done very well during this 90 days. And there's nothing that will motivate people as the thought of going on stage after taking a step. It's very motivating, it's a very powerful incentive for people to really push the business. Number 4 leads me to the power of events. Why are events very important? Events are important because, think about this. You go for a meeting and there are only 10 people. And you walk on stage, you're happy. The other option, think about you go for an event and there are 800 people. They are going to see you walking on stage as a new director, a new manager, a new executive manager, a new wild team member. Which one gives you more motivation or power? The bigger the event, the more power it gives you when you think about it. So you need to contemplate what will happen if you really focus in the next 90 days that when the event comes, you're one of the people who are going on stage as a new distributor. I had a feedback, I think the last, the year-end rally that happened on the 4th of December in Nairobi, I had a feedback for some of the people who attended. And all of them said that they had stories that really, really motivated them to push the business. And there's such an event coming in the next few days. I think in Nairobi, you're going to have it on the 8th, which is on Friday. No, is it? The 8th, which is on Saturday. On Saturday, you're going to have an event at Kenyatta International Conference Center. If you are somebody in Nairobi or if you're in Kenya, do not miss that event, because that event will start your year in a very, very powerful note. I think the one in Kampala is on Sunday the 9th of January, and the one in Dar es Salaam, I think, is on the 15th of, let me just confirm that. Yeah, the one in Nairobi is going to be on Saturday, the 8th of January at 11 a.m. at KICC Aberdare Lenana Hall. The one in Uganda is a Sunday, the 9th of January at 2 o'clock at Imperial Royal Hotel, the Chopstick Hall. In Tanzania is going to be the 16th of January, which is a Sunday, at 2 o'clock at Mtana Hall. So if you're a distributor in any of these regions, if you want your business to build momentum, I remember my sponsor, Hansi Cronier, when you were new in the business, said, if there's a big event coming, make sure you have at least 7 legs in that event. At first, I didn't quite understand why he was saying that. Later on is when I realized that if you have 7 legs in an event, if 3 to 4 people on those legs actually see the big vision, you're preparing the ground for world team business. So if you're a distributor, if you're a director, make sure each event you have at least 7 legs attending this event, because 2 to 3 to 4 legs in that meeting will see the big picture, and with 6 to 8 to 10 months, some of those people will have qualified as director, and that is a world team business. That is how powerful an event can be in this business. So make sure you learn how to sell the events. Then you recognize top performers in this during the recognition of the event, and that creates the momentum in your business. So make sure you say the people who are in Nairobi, the 8th of January at 11 a.m., not only having a kickoff meeting, but there's a product launch, a new product that is being launched in Neolife for that market. So make sure that you invite all the people in your group, invite your prospects to come and see what Neolife is all about. So that is what I wanted to share with you this evening, so that the ideas we have shared today will make a difference in your business. If you follow those simple examples, if you commit yourself to personal goals, changing yourself, having discipline, in committing yourself to the business, I know it is not easy. It is not easy to overcome yourself. But if you overcome yourself, the freedom you'll experience in your own personhood will be tremendous, because you will know that you have overcome yourself in the business. So with those few words, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for sparing your time this evening so that we share some few ideas that will get you to a different level in the business. I would like to hand over back to Gladys to close our meeting. I want to thank you very much, and may this year be the best year you've ever had in your Neolife business. I am sure some people by the end of this year, some of you will be new world team members, some of you will be president's team members, and people like Gladys, I know, will have taken their steps. to 1 Ruby, 2 Ruby. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Wow, wow. What an amazing session. I'm feeling so challenged in the new year. And as Pascal has said, I think the best gift we can give to Pascal for all those months that he has been with us is to apply what he has told us. And the application will show you the results that we give. So Pascal, you can watch us. We are here and we are saying, you know what you've been doing is not in vain. We are going to put it into practice, and we are going to make sure that we have the Neolife flag flying very high in East Africa. Otherwise, on behalf of Paul, we are at KICC on Saturday at 10. Even if you're here on the call and you're from Tanzania or Uganda, you can invite a few people and we'll be able to support them for you. So the meeting will be at 10 because there will be 1 hour of sessions for products before the meeting. And it's usually a very interactive time for you, especially your new distributors. They're able to feel and touch and see the products for the first 1 hour before the meeting begins. So I think it's important that you ask them to be there some minutes to 10 so that they can benefit from that. And then, of course, we will be back again here next week for the recognition rally. Otherwise, because we finished early, I think those of us who've not set our goals, it's the high time you spend the next minutes to the hour to critically set the goals that we've been challenged by Pascal, especially your Neolife goals, the personal points, the sponsoring, put that into place, and so that you hit the ground running and you're set. So thank you very much. God bless each one of us who is on the call, and let's meet again here on Thursday. Thank you very much.